Hey everybody, it's Clay Fink here, host of We Study Billionaires. I wanted to put together a quick video here just to share how you can attend the Berkshire Hathaway Shareholders Meeting, some of the things happening throughout the weekend, and talk a bit about the in-person events that TIP will be hosting. This will actually be the 7th Berkshire meeting I've attended over the years. So starting with how to attend the event, I get this question a lot. Attending the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting is pretty easy to do. So if you own an A share or a B share, in my case, the B shares, you can get a credential to get into the meeting. So say if you're in the US or Canada, I would probably recommend completing what's referred to as the credential request form. It's a super short form, easy to fill out. So since I own the B shares, I usually get the credential request form in the mail. But since I like to plan ahead on getting my credentials, I typically find the form online. Once Berkshire has it published, print it out, fill it out, then mail it to Omaha, and then Berkshire will mail back the credentials to me. Usually it's a pretty quick turnaround time, but it's more difficult if you're outside, say the US. So if you're not in the US or you're not in Canada, then I would probably recommend stopping by the CHI Center on Friday between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. and picking up your credentials there. My understanding is that you can just print a stock brokerage statement or just show them a statement on your phone, and you should be able to get a credential there. And if you're not able to stop by on Friday at this time because you're getting in later in the day, then you may need to get a credential from somebody else that's attending the meeting, since a lot of people are going to have extra credentials since each shareholder is eligible to get 4. It's just really important that you get a credential so you can easily get right into the meeting on Saturday morning. Now, one thing that's unique about the 2026 meeting is that Warren Buffett will not be on stage answering questions as he has, the past 60 years or whatnot. This doesn't really change anything that TIP is doing anyways. I'll still be at the meeting. My colleagues and friends will be there. And, one of the special things about the weekend is just all of the networking opportunities and everything that's happening around the Berkshire meeting. So this next year's Berkshire meeting is scheduled for Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. Assuming that the schedule is the same as last year, the doors open at 7 a.m. I would recommend getting there before 7. Usually I get there 6 or 6:30, around that time frame, depending on how good of seats you want. It's just absolutely madness getting in there. Historically, it's thousands of people are there well before 7. I expect the crowd it's going to lighten up over time, I think, given that Buffett won't be on stage anymore. But I still expect a lot of people to make the trip to Omaha due to just how popular the weekend has been in recent years. Once people are at their seats, the Q&A session starts around 8 or 8:30. That will go throughout the day and end sometime in the afternoon. And they'll have their annual shareholders meeting where they vote on board members and shareholder proposals and cover any other formalities they need to. Berkshire publishes a meeting guide online to learn more about the events they have throughout the weekend. So to find that, you can just Google Berkshire Hathaway meeting guide. And then flights and hotels, I would recommend getting those booked as soon as possible. Once you get 1 or 2 months out from the event, you typically find that many hotels are booked and the prices for flights are very high. So if you'd like to head to Omaha, be sure to get those booked as soon as you can. So let's talk about some of the other events happening throughout the weekend. So this is really my favorite part of going to Omaha for the Berkshire weekend. It's going to all these events that are happening in the days leading up to and after the Berkshire meeting on Saturday. Now, there's also a ton of events on Friday. We haven't seen the full schedule of everything happening at the time of this recording, but if you'd like to take full advantage of the weekend, it would probably be best to fly in Thursday evening. And then you can attend a couple of the events on Friday. A lot of people tend to get in sometime midday or sometime on Friday, though. Of course, TIP has the events that we're hosting, but there are several different events happening based on what you're looking to get out of your time in Omaha. Some events are paid and others are free, of course. One I would like to highlight is the Markel Brunch on Sunday morning. This is free to attend. It's at the Omaha Marriott downtown, at least it has been historically. They'll have breakfast, coffee, and you can head there to socialize or go to the conference room to listen to Tom Gaynor and the Markel management team, take questions. I always enjoy going to this event. I go pretty much every year. So if you happen to see me there and you're a listener of the show, please feel free to come say hi. Markel recommends you RSVP beforehand. If you just Google Markel Brunch, you should be able to find all the information you need once they have the event details published. Most people I know tend to fly out midday or later on Sunday. Now, TIP has started to plan out what we plan on doing during the Berkshire weekend. We'll be hosting a few socials and dinners for our TIP Mastermind community, and we'll have a bit of room to allow a few extra attendees as well from our audience. Our Mastermind community is a vetted group of around 125 members that comprises of entrepreneurs, private investors, and asset managers. In the community, we host live discussions on Zoom discussing a wide array of topics. We host Q&As with podcast guests, and we also host 2 in-person events each year, one in Omaha and one in New York City. So overall, the community is just a wonderful place to meet some interesting people who are highly interested in value investing. I think one thing that our members really appreciate is how every member is vetted. So when you hop on the calls we host online or you attend our in-person events in Omaha, you know you're getting in touch with some really interesting and just some high quality people. And oftentimes our members aren't just looking to grow as investors, they're also looking to grow as individuals as well. Our members have a vast amount of experience in different industries, whether that be asset management, working with clients, building and scaling a successful company, or experience buying private companies themselves. The opportunity to learn from this group of people is just endless. We also recognize that some people in our audience are interested in attending our in-person events, but not necessarily commit to joining the mastermind community. So we're opening up 6 seats to the broader audience at $1,500 per seat. These 6 additional attendees would receive access to our 3 private social events and dinners over the weekend, the opportunity to connect in person with around 30 of our vetted mastermind community members, and you'll get direct access to me throughout the weekend to help make the most of your time in Omaha. One of the things I've found with many people who go to Omaha is, they might not know anyone else making the trip, so they're kind of in it for themselves. You would need to walk up and introduce yourself to strangers in order to meet someone. Now, some people have absolutely no issue with that, but I'm sort of in the camp where I'm typically not too comfortable just showing up to a random event, making myself at home, and getting to know everybody in the room. I'm fully confident that these community events will make your Berkshire weekend truly memorable, offering a structured way to meet like-minded value investors, form some meaningful connections, and leave inspired by just great conversations and new friendships. So if you're interested in joining our socials and dinners, you can shoot me a note at clay@theinvestorspodcast.com. I expect these 6 seats to get picked up rather quickly, so be sure to reach out soon. And if you have any questions about the Berkshire weekend, I'd be happy to do what I can to help. You can shoot me a note via email, clay@theinvestorspodcast.com, or on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to see what I can do and see what I can do to help. So with that, I hope to see you in Omaha.